night for Mobile's newest mayor, Sandy Stimpson.
He and several new council members were officially sworn in this morning, and the ceremonial inauguration drew quite a crowd tonight.
Mobile Mayor Sandy Stimpson is set to present a resolution to the City Council today in support of restoring the rail service.
The mayor of Mobile announced today that Carnival is coming back to the port.
Mobile Mayor Sandy Stimpson will meet with small business owners to find out what their needs are and what challenges they face.
Saying my hat's off to Mayor Sandy Stimpson and other local leaders for continuing to push hard in support of this project that will make a real difference for the city of Mobile and all of Southwest Alabama.
Local 15's Kelly Jones was first on the ice with Mayor Sandy Stimpson. Look at her go. She's pretty good.
Stimpson has recently appointed officials to oversee civic engagement and to address youth programs and services.
This is the most significant event in aviation history in the last decades, several decades. That's a big deal.
He was wanting to let their suppliers know that they've had a great experience in Mobile and that they need to consider Mobile. But the future is very bright.
You are so welcome.
Can you shake his hand?
Shake my hand. Squeeze it though, you gotta squeeze. Give me all you got. Give it all.
When we first started, it was 14-hour days, moving through transition, trying to figure out the path from being in a campaign to governing. And probably our best asset for that time was the actual employees at the city, because as campaigns go, leadership changes, but the people who are working in the city, the employees, still do their jobs, are dedicated to their jobs, and they continue to move on, keep the flow going for governing.
So I was introduced to Mayor Stimpson during his previous role with the Chamber of Commerce. At that time, he was the chairman of the board. And so I understood well that he was very focused on progressing and growing the business community and pursuing community and economic development opportunities for the city of Mobile.
The mayor has really brought a new light to the financial side of municipal government. Rather than just having finances happen to you, he's been out in front planning so that financial stewardship happens to the city.
Working for Mayor Stimpson, as a lawyer, I can say it's probably one of the best clients, if not the best client, that you can ask for, because not only is he smart, not only does he listen, but he thinks about how you're coming up with a solution as you're going forward.
He's a strong collaborator. He believes very strongly and firmly in bringing all of our stakeholder groups, from grassroots organizations, our community action groups, resident-based groups, all the way to the highest officials in our economic development world. His leadership has been critically important in our efforts to pursue a number of great fronts for Mobile.
Well, the mayor has a really keen interest in the financial management of the city. Some of the things that have happened is we have not borrowed any new money over the last 3 years. In fact, we've paid down about $45 million in long-term debt over those 3 years. As I mentioned, the city has established a reserve policy and has fully funded our reserve, about $21 million, which is about 1 month's operating expense for the city.
He's also been able to infuse a lot of excitement into downtown, and by courting businesses and making sure that they come in and putting in smart deals in the way that we look at economic development in a very different way now because of his background. And so he also is able to build a team internally that's got a greater level of capacity. And that's not just from the top level, that's employees across the board. So that's key for Mayor Stimpson and growth for Mobile.
I have been honored to serve as your mayor for the last 3 years. Mobile is a city on the move. I couldn't be prouder of what you, the community, and my team have accomplished. The sky is not the limit for the future of our great city.